Hello and welcome back to the channel. The audio might sound a little bit different today because I'm capturing it with the DualSense controller. I had a bit of an accident and managed to damage my DJI mics, so hopefully it's still legible. We're just going to do a kind of first impressions video of Trash Goblin, which released on the 26th of March, and it's on the PlayStation Store at $15.99. So this is a recommend by my partner. She's already played a little bit of it herself. I don't really know much about it. She has warned me that it's quite slow paced because this is essentially kind of a cozy simulator where we are a goblin that's going to find and restore trinkets. So I expect it to be a little bit dialogue heavy at the start, but it's all part of the first experience of the game, so we're just going to jump straight in and go through. So all you've really missed is that I've changed the background music, so the master volume is at 0, so that hopefully the audio quality picks up a little bit better. What I'll probably do is this first impressions video, we'll try and keep it relatively short, and then after I've played and got used to the mechanics a little bit more, then we can start doing some kind of first review videos and maybe even some play-alongs where we go through the mechanics. That tends to work out with the other simulator type games, so hopefully it will with this one. First thing that we've got is a kind of very cartoony style in the background there. So we've got some dialogue choices. You ready? As I'll ever be. And welcome to your very own trinket shop. Look around and see what old Eamon's set up for you. Guessing these are just the basic tutorials. Use X to select the eye notification to start looking around the space, or use L1. So rather than me moving that around, it's all part of the initial tutorial. This is the customer desk. It's where you will sell your creations and chat to customers. Use X to select the eye notification icon to continue the tour, or use L1. Use L1. This is your workbench. It's where you will clean, craft, and transform your trinkets. Use X to select the eye notification to continue the tour. Again, L1. So we're just getting a kind of tour around our little workspace here. This is your personal space, nice and cozy with a lovely bed. Goblins don't get back pain, right? Hopefully not. It's not the biggest place that we got here. This is the stairwell. When you press the bell, Eamon will pop down for a chat. Why not give it a go? So let's move our cursor over. That highlights the bell. Not so loud, kid. I'm already here. In fact, let's nip this. Goblin gives Eamon a permanent headache situation in the bud. What I'll do with the, if I am going to pick up some gameplay ones, I'll put the kind of atmosphere music, sorry, not the music, the sound effects and whatnot, because it's a bit weird having absolutely nothing. In fact, why don't we go ahead and do that now? Let's go to the settings. It's a bit odd having absolutely nothing. So we got our gameplay, visuals and audio. We'll bring up the master volume a little bit. Knock the music down just in case it's copyrighted for whatever reason. We've got voiceovers there. Shop bell. Chipping and cleaning. So you've got like different options for the different aspects of the game. So rather than a kind of free cursor like a mouse, you do use your left thumbstick to kind of navigate through the different options there. Just have a look what else we've got. Visuals, subtitle speed, subtitle size. That's quite a good option actually. I know this sounds a bit weird, but with a lot of games, the text on the screen is so small that you can't possibly see it from a distance. And I have actually got 20/20 vision, so it's not me being a bit blind and not being able to see it. And then gameplay, chipping mode. So it looks like we can kind of maybe map some of the buttons there. Let's not get too concerned about that just now. Okay, the bell now lives on the customer desk. Customers can use it to let you know when they're waiting. Emma will come and chat to you in their own sweet time. That's much better. We use your energy for other things. A bit of fire in your belly is vital for an up-and-coming business goblin. And what else will I need apart from belly fire? Let's cover one of the most fundamental skills of the trinket business: cleaning. But I already do all the dusting and mopping. At least it's something I'm already good at. Let's be a bit sassy. There you go. I mean, that might not be glamorous, but it makes it far easier to see what you're working with. Very true. Besides, customers pay more for clean merchandise. To get you started, here's a lovely vintage sponge even, from my very own sink. I've even lathered it up for you. Well, thank you. It looks more like a potato. A vintage sponge, something very exciting. I also found a very grubby trinket while I was clearing out the space for you. Of course you did. You can use it for cleaning practice immediately. So let's go for sponging time. Trinket is waiting for you on your workbench. Use X to select the eye notification below. X is not doing anything. So we used L1 to move around there. Press X to pick up the sponge. Oh, that's not working either. Actually, that's because we didn't. So we got to hover over the item before we press X. Now use X to select the grubby trinket whilst the sponge is in your hand. Using X when not over a valid trinket will put the sponge back in the tool room. Okay, it's all pretty good for now. You can hold down X or R2 over the trinket surface to make it clean. Use R to rotate, so that's our right thumbstick. And we can also highlight dirt with L2, like so. Let's, I think we'll use R2 actually. So we can press that and press continue to get rid of that dialog, and then just kind of move it around. I don't think this is designed to be a kind of really involved simulator. The last one that we played had its own kind of mini world, if you like. So I'm expecting this just to be more of a kind of chilled out way to pass some time. Cozy simulators seem to be quite a thing at the moment, as do simulator games in general. And whilst we're cleaning up this drinking horn, I presume, I'll just mention that I was very excited to see that they've given us, or PlayStation have given us, a release date for Microsoft Office Flight Simulator 2024 getting VR support. So 4th of April, I believe that is. So expect some content there, because I can't wait to jump into that one. Okay. If you prefer, you can switch the sponge to hover mode in the settings. This means that you don't have to hold R2 or X to wipe away the dirt. I think we should do that one. So we can either press down on not the capture button, but the other one on the controller. Let's just go to settings. So controls, that's just mapping it out. We want to go to options, cleaning mode, you can see over there. So we can put hover on there. That's good that it gives you that guidance straight away. Let's carry on. Stash clean trinkets to free up space on your workbench. Use X to select the trinket, pick it up, and select the stash to plonk it. So we press X here. And where's the stash? Oh, into there. Okay, into the book. Okay, let's go back and see what, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing this correctly. Eamon thinks of your work. Let's do that. So we can click on that. We can either click on the little boxes down below, or we can use, I think, L1 to move around the 4 different parts of our little place here. Beautiful work, and not a scratch on the trinket either. Very nice. That trinket is now ready to sell. We just need a customer to pop by. In fact, why don't you keep an eye on things here? I have to go out for an errand. Very mysterious. Hang on. Someone at the customer desk. Use the navigation buttons to check. I'm guessing this Nomia looks suspiciously like Eamon. So you can see in the background there, there's kind of this cartoony background in 2D with some kind of silhouette things wandering around. A little bit odd, I've got to say. Okay, well, a new shop that I have never ever visited before. What fun. And hello, Goblin I've never met. It's clearly, they've got a fake tash on there. That's my fake tash. I assure you my facial hair is entirely my own. And as luck would have it, they're looking for the horn. Let's see what I can do. So let's get our cursor over to our inventory book here, or our stash. So it looks like we've got space. We've got 18 slots there. Well, I don't know where it counts. It says down at the bottom. My stash. So we've got 1 of 18 items. Let's have a look through the other pages. I'm sure this will come up in the tutorial, but for the sake of this video, Trinketpedia. So I guess that's going to be all the different things that we can make. Reputation. Looks like it's split down into different types of people. So we've got lizard folk, frog folk, humans, mushroom folk, and spirit folk. So that'll be our leveling system. And then valued clientele. Don't know why. Okay, so there's a lot of people on there at the moment. Don't know whether that's like customers in the game. I'm sure we'll find out as we go along. But anyway, let's go back to our stash. And we can retrieve our drinking horn there. Place it on the sales counter. The trinket's ready. Select the customer with X to find out what they think. There we go. What are the chances? This is exactly what I was looking for. I'll give you 97G. I'm presuming that's gold. Deal. I don't know if that's a good price or a bad price, so no deal. Oh, you have to say deal this time, kid. Okay. We've got our trophy there, trash to treasure. This is perfect. I'm sure I'll see you again soon. Bye. Stashed stranger. There we go. Receipt of sale. So we got 97 gold for that. Excuse the phone in the background. I am capturing this on a lunch break. I just popped in quickly to see what this was all about, see whether it was something I'd be interested in. Grab the coin bag and pop it into your stash for safekeeping. Don't mind if I do. You can keep track of your money by checking the top right of the display. But never mind that now. It sounds like Eamon's back. Eamon, of course, with the stash. So we've got these kind of core things down here at the bottom. We've got our workshop. We got the customer window. We got our bed, presumably to rest. And back to Eamon. Was that a customer? I hope they paid you well. They did, but I think they stole my fake tash. A little bit of humour in here as well. Okay, I think that's about enough. Quite enough chat about the cool, handsome stranger. Let's talk about stock delivery that just arrived instead. That does sound interesting. Take a look at this gorgeous chisel. It's perfect for your trinket business. You'll use the chisel to chip away at the cruft in salvage sacks and expose any trinkets underneath. Steal at only 80 gold. Ouch. Let me show you how to use it properly. So this is the next bit of our tutorial. Turn to the workbench. So we can do that again by moving our cursor down to these bottom bits, or just with R1 to cycle round the different environments. We've got 4 different parts there. So it's quite a kind of enclosed space. So we've had a bit of a kind of cleaning simulator tutorial. It looks like we're now going to be doing some chiseling as well. So we'll go over to our little work sack here. So we've got our sponge that we already used to do some cleaning. We're now the proud owner of a chisel at level 1. Chip those blocks off with X or R2 to uncover the trinket. Chalk marks on blocks show the trinket itself, so you know not to keep hitting them. That's useful. So again, we can rotate this around. Probably hear the parrot there in the background. So we're going to chisel away at these pieces. The yellow bits are the trinket. Which it said we don't only keep hitting those, so we should be the bird is getting very excited down there. Sorry about this. Which bits do I need to chisel away at? Okay, so we got ourselves a bottle, which I'm guessing is dirty. And we'll need it clean. So again, we could go back to the settings there, and we can where are we? Options. We can change the chipping mode to hover as well. We don't have to keep the button down. Perfect. And back to resume. Eamon's still at the foot of the stairs. Let's show them what you've uncovered. Looks like it's getting a bit dark out there. You have got yourself a shiny new trinket. Or maybe not shiny, or new, come to think of it, but it's definitely a trinket. Sure, a customer will be along shortly to take it off your hands. Unrelatedly, I've just got to dash out on another errand. Can you hold the fort until I get back? Okay, so I wonder who the customer's going to be. As if by magic. There we are. Hello, customer. I've only met once. Know me? I have a sudden need for one clean bottle. By sheer coincidence, you have the trinket Nomia wants, but it's not exactly clean. You know what that means. Yes, we do. That means we need to go back to our workbench and give this a clean. Guess what? We pick up our sponge. And this time, because we use the hover function, we can just move it around the bottle. You can see that there's a little bar there that shows our progress, just on the right of the bottle, and the percentage clean. So all nice and clear, very intuitive, very easy. So I'm guessing we are going to be progressing through different levels of complexity, because this is just the introduction, essentially. So yeah, $15.99 this one. So you'd expect it to be fairly polished, no pun intended. I think it was originally a PC game, which is ported over to the PS5. Seems to get pretty good reviews as well. I've not really, as I say, looked into this. It's not necessarily one I'd look to pick up, but then that is true of some of the other simulator games that my partner has picked up and I've enjoyed playing. If you're interested in any of those games, do please check out the channel. And at some point in the near future, I'll be putting those into categories just to make that easier. So that if there's a particular game or series that you're interested in, then you can pick that up a little bit more easier. As suspected, we mentioned that it's night time, so I guess we're going to be prompted to rest now. You may have noticed the timed indicator changing when completing chipping and cleaning. Workbench actions take one time slot, so keep an eye on your time tracker. So that then, I assume, which I'm sure we'll go through, means that we've got a certain amount of time to be able to perform these tasks. You've used up all your workbench actions for the day, and so you can't do any more cleaning or chipping. But you can still chat to customers. So let's complete a Nomia's order. You don't need to stash an item to move it. Grab the trinket and select the navigation options you want to use. Let's place the trinket on the sale mat and ask the customer what they think. So we just move it around. Highlight the customer again. It's exactly what I needed.
Wow.
You're welcome. No deal. Okay, so we got 44 gold for that one. Happy with that. And we must remember to take our payment and put it into our stash. And with that, you've finished your first day as a trinketeer. Congratulations. That also feels like a good place to wrap up the video. So, what are my first impressions? It looks like it could be one of those games that you can waste a few hours on. Art style, bit kind of cartoony. You got your own little kind of environment that's quite minimal at the moment. So you got, as we saw, really kind of basic. I was just trying to read that. So, yeah, basic kind of 4 different areas. So we've got the stairs there where we've got the person that's guiding us through our tutorial. We got our sleep space there, which we've been prompted to sleep in to end the day. So we got up in the top right corner, we've got a little bar that indicates how many workbench actions we can take each day. This being our workbench here, once we've gone through those stages, which currently at the moment are just cleaning and chipping, we can place them over here to sell them. So really easy to use user interfaces there. Again, honestly, not a game that I would immediately jump to on the store. But as my partner had picked this up, I thought it'd be good to jump in and give it a try. So too early, clearly, to say whether it seems like a good price at 15.99 or not. We don't know how in depth the game is. We've got a few little indicators there with the book of different things that we can unlock that don't look too in depth at the moment. Oh, there's a bit of, I don't know what's going on there, a bit of scrolling around there. But actually, that Trinketpedia, that's only really showing the things that we've discovered so far. So there we have it. I hope that has been useful to give you just a little bit of a sneak preview of the game. I'll play it a little bit more rather than doing it in episodes, probably, and then give a kind of more rounded review. If it does turn into episodes, then by then my microphone should have turned up, or the replacement part for it, which means that I don't have to sit here with the DualSense controller right up near my face as I play the game, which has been just a little bit unusual. As always, thank you very much if you're watching. Thank you for those that have subscribed. I have mentioned in other videos that I'm currently trying to get to the magic 50 so that I can do some live streams. And as I mentioned during the video, I'm extremely excited for Microsoft Flight Simulator to get that free VR support. So I did go ahead and get the game. It is an expensive game, more than I would usually pay on the store there. The flat screen game alone has got a lot of content, but VR is going to make that absolutely incredible. So I am very excited that I picked up PSVR 2 as a Christmas gift. So got that off Marketplace, and yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully, it will also mean that I can save a few quid. So the only flight stick that's compatible with that game is the Thrustmaster Hotus 4, I think it is, which were impossible to get hold of. And even when you can, they're like 90 quid. That price, I'm sure, is going to be massively inflated because of the game and the hardcore flight sim brigade there. With the VR and the Sense controllers, with it being designed specifically to be a VR mode, then maybe that will make it feel more intuitive than the DualSense controller, which, I wasn't a massive fan of that. I thought the flight stick could have added something to it, but I'll, of course, report once that drops. I've talked quite a bit about that one. So, this video itself was about this particular game, and we'll be back with some further comments once I've played it a little bit more.